This video is going to ruffle a lot of feathers. Now, onboarding is probably the single-handedly most important thing an MSP can do, especially when it comes to a new client. But a lot of you guys have reached out and said, Harrison, I can't go in their office, or they don't really want the full suite, or they don't want to pay for me to do a lot of different things. And it's got the wheels turning into another way that we can move onboarding. It's actually breaking it up into different packages. And I'm going to go into those packages of what you can do for onboarding in this video and how they might be able to tremendously benefit you. Now, before I get into it, my name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow, whether that's sales training, marketing, or even some business operations. I will also mention, if you are looking for some free resources, some tools that are going to make your life dramatically easier, head on to growth-generators.com. You'll see that there, and then up on our top bar, you'll see resources. And if you want to jump in the Discord, it for whatever reason gives me a hard time. Just let me know if it's not letting you in or if it's giving you a failed link. There will be a link. I always update this link, so anytime it breaks, let me know. But you can go to the resources, and there's tons of resources. We've actually moved all of the free resources to the top, but hey, maybe you're looking for some other stuff. You will find it here as well. And before I get into it, I do want to mention too, we are coming out with a super cool tool, and it's a lot of softwares and tools that you're going to need for your MSP. We've made a conglomeration of just tools for everything, whether that's an RMM tool, a PSA tool, managing your documents, and I will be leaving a link down below for that as well. And we highly recommend checking it out. It'll make your life a million times easier. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's video. You guys reached out to me and said, hey, I need help. I'm struggling with a new client and I need to onboard them. And I said, great. Well, let's talk about it, right? Let's dive a little deeper, because I said, why don't you just do a standard onboarding? Well, the problem is there's two different problems. One, employees work remotely, and two, the office had he wasn't able to get actually to the office. It was hours and hours away, but he still wanted to do something good. And that client didn't want to fully jump into a managed service. They wanted to just be able to buy block hours. And obviously you want to sell managed services, but if you're starting off selling block hours or anything like that, isn't the worst thing. So what I came up with, and I think is actually a really good idea, you want to have everybody go into your standard onboarding, but there is times when you can't actually do that, especially if you work remotely. So let's talk about breaking them down into three different basically onboarding packages. Now, I know the MSP world is super complicated already. Trust me, I get it. But there are times when you can't really do a full onboarding, or you can't take inventory of a client's office. And there's totally circumstances that are real that would prevent you from doing the best job that you would like to do. So I've broken down these onboardings into kind of three main categories. And I would suggest taking these ideas and reworking them for your own business. But I have a pretty good idea of what you should start out with. And I like the good, better, best platform, right? So first, we're going to start off with a basic onboarding. Now, your basic onboarding is going to be deploying your agents. Right off the bat, you have to go deploy agents. Now, most RMM tools and PSA tools, whether they're combined or not, will have the ability to deploy your agents. You guys already know I absolutely love Super Ops, but you can do this on Super Ops. You can do this on whatever platform, Synchro, ConnectWise, whomever, but you have to get your agents on there. And those agents are going to start to give you feedback into your system. So you could say, hey, I now know what's going on. That's a huge win for you. At least you have visibility into the system. And maybe that's all the client wants, is just for you to have the ability to jump on the computer and address the problem. They might not want the proactive support. They might not want cybersecurity. They just want to be able to pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, I have an issue with my computer. And while you're building your business to get to that proactive level where they're signing contracts, it's not the worst idea. And the nice part is during your onboarding process, you could go through, deploy your agents, get feedback right away, and just generate a basic report. Hey, these machines have this. This is what's going on. This is how many machines we found on your network. And you could really go through and show the client, hey, this is what's going on in the environment. It doesn't mean you have to go out and start addressing problem after problem after problem. It's just a basic, let me get my agents on there. So if something does happen, we can get in there at least quickly and we're not driving out to on location to actually go do the work. And that's a super basic one. Now, pricing for this is going to vary tremendously based on your business and what you're focusing on and where you're at in your MSP. But I thought this was a super unique concept because that client might want to know. They might not even know that computers are plugged in, that something's going on, that maybe there's something that they're not seeing, and just generating a basic report once again in your RMM or RMM and PSA tool, depending on if they're connected or not, makes life easier. So that's something that I absolutely like is you can go out and do that, right? You can do asset management and just generate a super basic report and get visibility. That's really where I think it is important to at least have that as a bare minimum. Now the next is going to be like the medium onboarding, right? Good, better, best, whatever you want to name them. And that's going to be doing everything that I just mentioned, right? You want to be able to roll out your agents, obviously, no matter what. You want to be able to pull reports. But now we're going to take it kind of one step further. We want to add the value to that customer and give them the opportunity. Because during that onboarding, and this is where I think things start to change, you want to start figuring out all of the problems. You want to write as aggressively, and hopefully I have a nice little red expo marker here, but you want to write aggressively during your sales conversation, hey, what's going on? And they just start rambling. You're going to write down all of the bullet points that they're struggling with. And then when you do your onboarding, you are going to resolve all of those problems. It's the best thing to do. You want to make sure that you're providing the best possible results for your client. Next, you could also do, if this is something you're inclined to do, is a network audit. Now, there's plenty of programs out there like Auvik, and I'll give you a list down below with that sheet, but you want to be able to perform a network audit. What's on the network? What's going on? What does the network actually see? You're kind of taking that next big step. And once again, I encourage you to take these ideas and rework them so they work for your business, especially if you're doing remote work. But you want to be able to go through, see what's on the network. Maybe there's some dangerous stuff on there. Maybe there's employee computers or better yet, employee personal computers on the network where things aren't managed, or maybe they didn't even know what's going on or didn't know that existed even in the building. Heck, maybe it's a bad IT company in the past and they left something that could be malicious to you down the road. But seeing and getting a network audit done, what's on the network, what should be there, what should be there, and what shouldn't be there is really important. And then taking that report and giving a custom recommendation. Hey, we went through, we did a network report, we did a whole inventory of everything that we see. This is what's going on. This. Now, we would recommend getting rid of this problem, and this problem, or getting this off the network and this off the network. And you're kind of taking it to that next level. And most of you guys are probably falling in that medium range. But what if I told you there was an even better one that kind of goes all out? And if you do this, you are going to have way less headaches going forward. But first, you got to hit that like button, that notification bell, and that, subscribe button, notification bell. And hey, if you're learning something or you think it's something interesting or you want to try out, leave a comment down below. Now, third is a more advanced onboarding. We've already talked about, and you want to include those beginning, that basic and that advanced, or better yet, that basic and medium. You're going to deploy your agents. You're going to generate a report. You're going to make sure you resolve as many problems as you possibly can, maybe a network audit in there as well, and then give them recommendations on what they should do and what you would like to do and have them sign off on it. But there's one tier a little bit higher, and that's a full IT assessment. Now, you guys already know I do love rapid fire tools. There are some competitors out there as well, but really getting a full IT assessment, right? Seeing what's going on is really important. So not just on the network, but hey, what's under warranty? What's not under warranty? Making sure you have an inventory of, hey, this is going end of life, EOL. This is important so that way you can show the customer, hey, you're paying us a lot of money. Here is the value of what you're actually getting. You might even want to go on site to go through and take pictures, right? We all have this little device in our phone, and I'm sure most of you guys are on Google or Microsoft 365. You have storage. take the pictures, and you're going to be able to leverage those pictures down the road. Take pictures of the computers. Maybe you even want to go and clean out those computers because, hey, a can of air is pretty cheap, and maybe you want to extend that life as long as you possibly can. But going on site, meeting people, shaking hands, what's going on is going to take your service easily to the next level. And along with those pictures, you want to document as much as possible. The printer that they have, what other technology do they have? X-ray machines, if they're in a medical office, you can get creative. And I promise you, there's a ton of information or a ton of or a ton of paperwork that you need to get from them. Hey, who are your vendors? Where'd you buy these from? Can I get that? Can I organize that? Maybe you want to throw it up into a document managed system, whether that's Hoodoo or that's IT Glue or whatever you prefer. Or maybe you're old school and you just want to throw it into a SharePoint drive. That's totally fine as well. And then on top of all of that, that documentation, fixing all those problems, you want to start planning long-term with that client. Hey, not only are these things going end of life, but let's plan. What are some of the deficiencies that we have? Is there something that's holding certain employees back? Are they using CAD? Are they using BIM? Are they using architectural software? What are they getting involved in? Are they doing video editing? Do they need a certain type of computer? Would it be helpful if we got them a better machine that would be better suited to their needs? And this is now you're going into that long-term planning. So that way, when they know day one, when you're starting your services, they now know, hey, we have 5 computers that aren't going to be under warranty anymore. We should start to plan on getting those back under warranty. This is truly, truly tremendous for you to help resolve all the headaches that you're going to have very shortly. And if you haven't seen the video about how onboarding saves you money, but also that client is going to be wowed by your service. You're providing them reports. You're providing them recommendations. You're going on site. You're getting pictures. You're documenting everything. And not only are you doing all of that, you're letting them know, hey, this is what the future looks like. And you can spec out machines and say, by the way, you need 5 new machines by December or whatever day, 3, 6, 9 months from now. These are the machines that we would recommend. They cost approximately this much, so you can plan for that expense going forward. This is truly the value bringer. So you can then offer those 3. Pricing varies, right? However you decide to price your onboarding, but this truly allows you to grow. Now, I said it was going to ruffle some feathers. I know that there's plenty of people in here that are like, I don't touch anything that isn't unlimited or whatever. And that's totally fine. That's your business. But there's some people that are starting or in different spots, or they're like, hey, I'll take the call or I'll take the work when the work comes in. And that's fantastic. You can figure out which onboarding is right for you to give you the best possible chances of success and turning customers into raving fans, which is the best thing because they're going to send you referrals, and that is the lifeblood of the MSP world. So I hope you guys found some value in this. If you did, I hope you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell. I love the heck out of you guys always, and I appreciate the support tremendously. Come hang out with us in the Discord, growth-generators.com/Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.